Oh, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, now okay. Melissa, do you hear us? Getting feedback, but
I can hear you.
Yay!
okay, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to turn it off? Am I supposed to?
No. I didn't have a mic, so I was thinking maybe she didn't hear me.
Oh,
So I
okay.
wanted you to do it in the mic.
Okay, yeah, all right. So, and I touched mine because I thought, okay, I need to do it. Does
Yeah,
anybody?
so to talk, we need to hold them down and, until they turn green.
uh,
Yeah, you can leave it off until you want to say something. But they really can't hear you very well otherwise, yeah.
This one's not turning green for some reason. It wasn't turning green
I will-
until I
I
looked
will
away
give
from
you-
it, then bingo, turns green. Okay, it's all good.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we.
So Joanne is trying to bring her into the meeting, but I want you to see my son.
Okay.
invitation yet.
I bet Shaylin.
And nevertheless, yeah,
Oh,
Shaylin
there
is
she
there.
Here. Okay.
Here he is. Wait, can I open this one? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's just not from the outside.
There you go. You know, gonna go. Okay, so Andy, I guess. you're
Right here,
over
Andy.
There we go. Wonderful. Well, we should have a full house here. 100%. Well, okay, still waiting. Joanne, you said is,
Yeah, she can hear us, but she's not in the meeting yet, so she's not able to talk back. I'm just trying to send her an invite.
well, we can wait. For just a
Oh, no,
moment.
now she is. Hold on. Joanne, can you hear us? Oh, shoot, I lost her. She's not on anymore. She's probably trying to get back in.
Okay.
Maybe she's on vacation someplace with low Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple minutes before everyone starts, I just wanted to introduce Diane Lai. Lindsay is on vacation, so Diane is here. She's our assistant director of community libraries, and she'll be giving us no hour report tonight. But I wanted to give you a face
Welcome.
to the name before we get started.
All right.
Welcome, Diane.
Nice to have you. Good to be here.
Good. Good. You're glad that you're here. So, okay.
Up to you if you want to wait. I mean, as soon as I see her pop up, I'll bring her in.
Okay. Well, why don't we just go ahead?
Okay.
That would be fine. So we'll call this meeting to order, and the time is at 4:32. So here we go. Well, since we had an introduction already, I don't know, did you have your microphone on? Probably not. Okay, go ahead and do that. I think you have to hold it down and it turns green.
Turning red.
There it is. All right. So, Antoinette, why don't you go ahead and just introduce so that the folks, especially online and in the video, would have this. So,
Oh, absolutely. I just wanted to introduce Diane Lai. She is Assistant Director of Community Libraries, and she'll be giving this NOAA report tonight.
okay, that's wonderful. So, in terms of roll call, it looks like everyone is present. I'm not going to go through and have us all introducing ourselves. We've had the one introduction of somebody who's new to this event. Just keep in mind that Joanne Van Leuven is trying to get in, so we will not call that an absence if she's not able to. She has made every attempt to be here. Okay, so we'll go from there. Now, question about the approval of minutes. Did everyone get the minutes? Were you able to look at them? Fairly simple, to be honest with you, but we were a little late in getting them out. That's perfectly fine, but did you get a chance to look over them? Okay. Any corrections, anything that you need? And there actually is one that I can point out now. It's just that our newest board member, Nancy Jow, her spelling is you have that? Joao.
Right.
And in the
I had
in the
JOW.
minutes, JOW.
That's the first time that one. Yeah,
Well,
40-some
I
years.
was
That's a unique
phonetic.
one. 50-some years.
Okay, so anyway, that's the only correction that I saw that's necessary.
All right, thank you.
So we have that. So no other corrections, additions, deletions, anything like that other than that? So with that one change, if there is no other change, we just have by, gosh, I forgot the word again. It's not,
Acclamation?
yeah, acclamation. I don't know.
What they call it.
Yes,
Something like that.
yes. Well, we've all in agreement and whatever the wording was. Well, actually, I've got it right here. Here we go. I'm sorry, I don't have it here. Anyway, unanimous consent.
Unanimous.
Unanimous consent,
There you go.
which is okay. We don't have to do a vote. Took us as long for me to come up with a word, just to take a vote. But there we go. All right. In terms of new business, as you can see, we continue to have the open board seat. So long as everyone keeps coming to the meetings, that isn't a problem because we do have a quorum, but we do want to let you know that the board seat remains open. Just as soon as you have any word in
Yeah,
terms.
I did get just one email of interest the other day, so she was gonna take a look and fill out the application.
Okay,
Submit it. So make sure she lives in the mountain, all those kinds of things. the
Okay.
residents and stuff. So we might have one.
might have one. And obviously, okay, so for those online, the word is there is at least one applicant in the pipeline. There can certainly be more, and now certainly there's only one seat. But if you know somebody who is interested in doing that, and then of course, that doesn't mean that it will necessarily, that they'll be with us at the next meeting because, the council members have to be present and scheduling issues and all that kind of thing. But I just want to let you know there is still that open seat. Okay, so gosh, Friends, I'm sorry, do we have anybody from the Friends here representing?
No friends today.
Well, I'm a friend.
Well, the only thing is they usually do a report for us. Now, they did send us a report. Kelly, they did make a report that was part of the packet, I thought. Is that sufficient? Can we include that?
Sure, but I'm sorry, can you look at the packet too? Let me just look at it real quick. You can just accept their written report?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's, not everyone would have seen that, I think.
I'm gonna say I don't see it in front of me.
You don't see it? I thought I saw maybe, you know what? I probably just saw the minutes from the last meeting because I'm on the list. That's
I haven't
probably,
seen anything from them as far as a written report.
okay. Okay, well, we'll just go past that and continue on. My understanding is the secretary is not well tonight, the secretary from the Melissa Knack. And so that being the case, certainly a good excuse. And we'll go for, oops, Joanne.
Here, oh, well, here, I'm sorry.
Wow, okay.
Sorry, we weren't leaving out the door.
Hey, Joanne.
I did.
Yeah, no worries.
There you go.
There we
I
go.
stole your seat.
All right. Wonderful. So Joanne is with us and that's great. You haven't missed anything. Hopefully you got a chance to see the minutes from the previous, from our previous meeting. And we just accepted them by unanimous consent. Okay. Still one open board seat and that's what you need to know. We don't have a Friends report tonight, but we will continue moving on. All right. Managing librarian. Not that you have any news for us at all tonight, do you? Nothing at all. Okay.
I'll let Diane go first because I have sort of a lengthier report and
That makes-
that's a little bit easier. So take
All
it away.
right. Good.
This is more local, and I'm here just to share a few updates, exciting what's happening, Snow Isle libraries across 2 counties since you last met. There are many things that happened, and I'm only have enough time to share 4 highlights. So the first one is our Library Foundation member open call. So we're currently we're actively seeking new members to join the Snow Isle Libraries Foundation. We see this as an opportunity to contribute to the enrichment of all the communities Snow Isle provides services to. The Library Foundation is a crucial part of our system. Their key functions include raising funds to support system-wide programming and initiatives like a children's summer reading program, teen activity nights, engaging a love of reading and promoting literacy. By joining the foundation board, members can play a role in shaping these initiatives and ensuring they continue to reach and benefit all of our libraries, including Lake Stevens Library and the other communities of Snohomish and Island counties. If any of you are interested. And that the application is open on our website. The second update I'd like to share is the vision statement study. Snow Isle's vision is that everyone is connected to the library. We take the idea of connecting to library seriously, and in consultation with the Athena Group, that's a consulting firm. We have spent the last few months exploring with community members from each of Snow Isle's 4 districts. The Athena Group assisted in creating the study and running sessions with community members. The goal was to create a sense of what connecting meant to community members, as well as seek out tools to measure connection beyond circulation statistics and program attendance. When we have concluded the exploratory portion of our study, we're now in the process of writing a report on our findings and anticipate its completion in the next couple of weeks. So representing the East District was Snohomish Library. So voter education, and that's an initiative we are actively engaging in, and because we want to show to our communities that library is more than books, right? It's also we want to show it's a process. We're actively engaging democratization of information. So this month, we're raising awareness on civic involvement and getting information out to communities about approaching primary and general elections this year. We have made ballot information and voter registration available in each of our libraries, as well as provided links on our website. There are also several community libraries that host ballot drop-off boxes, and Antoinette will go details about that relating to Lake Stevens Library. The last one is expanding online library programs to hybrid programs. What's happening is COVID forced everyone to change how we did business for a while. And then so in-person programming went entirely online. But then since then, people community people let us know that they love the online programs while at the same time, as businesses and all the entities started opening up, they welcomed our move toward reinstating in-person programs like story times. So we, in order to facilitate that, we're making moves in technology to meet the variety of needs, and so we can provide an environment for hybrid programming. And recently, including Lake Stevens Library, we installed hybrid meeting room equipment, and that can connect us with Zoom meetings as well as to give library staff and our community access to conduct and participate in meetings in a hybrid format. So that concludes my 4 updates.
Well, thank you. Any questions about these? I have one small question, or maybe 2. Okay, first of all, on the change, or I don't know if it is the vision statement study. You said that the vision statement is everyone connected to the library. So are you looking to change the vision statement, or is it just being updated with different language, or what are we talking about here?
So the key purpose for that is connecting with our residents in 2 counties. And we've noticed that through our current existing data, we know we connect with people who use us. But then we know we have close to 900,000 people in 2 counties, and we know not all those people are coming to engage with the library services and then the staff in our buildings and even online. So then we want to know how to reach the non-users, why they're not engaging with us.
Okay. So
Why they're not using the library. So it's more about non-users.
okay.
It's not about assessment, is to assess where we are with our users.
Okay.
Mhm.
So in other words, it's application of the statement,
Right.
not just the language. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Mhm, mhm.
All right. The only other thing was about the foundation. Oftentimes, I guess, on foundation positions, like for major things like hospitals and such, typically those are people of means, because they are able to be people who have connections and stuff. But are you just looking for general populace? In other words, are you looking for just anyone to do that? And I don't take that as, the wrong way. I'm just saying, if I knew somebody with means, I'd point them your way, but I don't. Anyway, but if you understand my question.
Yes, I do. I think it's open for people who are interested, and then people can contribute in different ways, right? With personal means, with means of via connection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they see themselves with the ability to play a positive role, contributing role to the library service, to advance our services, can support us, then they're welcome.
Okay.
With or without personal means.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I wanted to get that on record. So there we go. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So Antoinette.
Hi, everybody. I have, there's been a lot going on at the library since our last meeting, so I have quite a few things to update us on. If it's okay with you, I'll save the new library updates until the end, just to make sure that you'll listen all the way through. No, just to, because I think that's probably where we'll have the most questions. I want to give us the most time there. So I want to touch on a little bit what we've been doing this summer. So as I'm sure you all know, summer reading is in full swing. We kicked off summer reading June 1st this year, which was a really great move by Snow Isle because it allowed us to connect with schools and get those materials into kiddos' hands before they went on summer break. We did a lot of outreach, a lot of support to Lake Stevens School District, and we're seeing some record return numbers on kids that are participating in summer reading. So that's really fantastic. We had a kickoff party in our parking lot. We've got bubbles and chalk art and had a really great time. We had about 100 folks show up just to celebrate the beginning of summer. So we're in full swing now. We're hosting 3 storytime programs weekly at the Boys and Girls Club for the kiddos there. And then every other week, we're supporting Machias Elementary's summer library services. And we're doing a play and learn every other Wednesday at Machias Elementary as well. We've got a lot of things going on in the library. So in June, we had Little Science Lab, we had a Rainbow Story Time, and then we also participated in the first annual Lake Stevens Pride. So that was a really great event. We were able to get library cards. You know, a lot of kids signed up for library cards, like right there on site. We had books on display, and it was a really nice family-friendly afternoon. In July, we just hosted our really big program over at Stevens Creek Elementary. We've been, as you all know, looking for different places in the community where we can hold these programs, bringing library services into the community and also kind of expanding how many people we can have at a program. We had 2 storytellers come in and do a Percy Jackson themed afternoon. So we had 2 different storytelling groups and craft tables and just different activities. We had about 85 folks come to that event on a Saturday. The weather was gorgeous, so 85 people is a really big draw when there isn't a lake involved. So we were really happy with that turnout. We've also invited the Imagine Museum this summer for Museum on the Go programs as a way to offer STEM programming. We just had a Digging Up Fossils event last week, and then next month we'll have a owl pellet dissection program for kiddos in grades 3, 4, and 5. So a little bit older kids who can kind of participate on their own and dissect an owl pellet, which is probably less gross than it sounds. We're continuing our partnership with College of Hope. We just finished a container gardening program outside. And on July 26th, we're going to be having a seminar on aging in place and safely aging in your home. So we're trying to hit all different kinds of age groups, offer a little bit of something for everybody this summer. And we're going to wrap up summer reading on August 29th with a movement and music party here in North Cove Park. And that'll be all ages. We'll have exploring different musical instruments, exploring with movement and different sounds, and kids will even get to take home, like make a little musical instrument and take it home. So something super noisy to bring home will be very popular. The other thing that we have been working on this summer is trying to find different ways to offer flexible programming for teens. Teens are a really tough group to get into the library. They're super busy, really dedicated. They've got a lot of things going on, and so it's hard to find a programming time where you can get really good turnout. So one of the things that we're exploring right now are teen take-home kits. These are self-directed programs. They are self-enclosed kits. They focus on things like creativity, mindfulness, self-care, and they're just hanging out on the teen shelf. Teens can grab them. They don't have to ask for them or interact with any staff if they don't want to. They can do them in the library. They can take them home. We've had a couple of teens come back with the ones that they've made and show them off to us. So that's really great. And it's a way for them to engage with the library on their own time, on their own terms. So it's been really popular. Also in teen programming, one of the things that Snow Isle is working on is offering volunteer credit for teens who write book reviews for our website. This serves a couple of purposes. One, it gives some flexible volunteer hours for teens who, again, are super busy. And 2, it also really engages teens with our resources and lets other teens know what their friends thought was cool to read. For every 2 book reviews that a teen writes, they get 1 hour of volunteer service credit. And we're going to do a big marketing push for that in the fall when the kids go back to school. So you'll start to see more information about that. And then let me just check my notes. Upcoming fall story time. So this fall, we're going to be adding an additional weekly story time. When we first started programming, we were doing 1 baby and 1 toddler story time each week. We're continuing that, but we're adding a preschool story time. So we'll be doing an afternoon preschool story time starting in the fall as well. And we'll see what kind of turnout we get for that and adjust as necessary. I did want to highlight a new digital resource that the library just brought on. It's called Creative Bug. It is any craft, any really like any kind of creative pursuit, knitting, sewing, baking, painting, and just expert videos, classes will kind of teach you those skills at your own pace. It's free. It's a new resource through the library. In that same vein of digital resources, I wanted to talk a little bit about a partnership that we've been working on for a few months. I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but Creator Zone is a new nonprofit organization. They're actually opening, their grand opening is this week in Lake Stevens, and they are a makerspace. They are open to, I think they're open to all ages, but really focusing on teen and adults, business and entrepreneurship. And we've been talking for a few months about how we can support one another in these really joint goals of bringing education, creativity, engagement to the community. So what we've done is we've actually created kind of a pop-up library that will live in Creator Zone. So Creator Zone has a dedicated Snow Isle space that's open to anyone. We have a collection of materials, the books, print materials, that will stay there and be refreshed every quarter. And they focus on things that Creator Zone visitors are interested in. 3D printing, app development, sewing, and fiber arts, photography, video editing, all of those kinds of things. So we're going to take some statistics, see what folks are interested in using, and then we'll refresh the collection with relevant and popular materials every quarter. And our Library on Wheels will be doing that process. Additionally, we've set up a Snow Isle kiosk. So Creator Zone provided the computer. I developed a landing page that focuses on the electronic resources that'll be really popular for the people who are interested in spending time at Creator Zone. So Creative Bug, like I just mentioned, is one of them, but also our online magazines. We have online magazines on 3D printing, on app development, on new and emerging technology, and LinkedIn Learning, Microsoft Imagine Academy, all of these digital resources that are free with your library card. Folks can sign up for a library card at Creator Zone. It's going to be part of their onboarding process. And then they'll be able to access Snow Isle's materials there. It's a really fantastic partnership. It brings the library into the community, meets people where they are, shows them the relevant things that are interesting to them, and really like shows the community that it is more than just books, although there are books there too. So it's a really exciting partnership and something we've been working for a while on. So I'm really excited to see how it goes. Those were all of my updates before we talk about the new building. Are there any questions about that before we transition?
Where's Creator Zone located?
Creator Zone is, it's across from Frontier Village, next to Walgreens.
Oh.
Yeah, so where the Walgreens, I'm sorry, I should know the address and I didn't write it down. But do you know where the former Lake Church was?
Yes.
It's in that building where the hot yoga studio is now. They just had their grand opening yesterday. It's in that building.
9015
Thank you.
What is that now?
9015 Vernon Road.
9015 Vernon Road. So there we go. It's on the video now.
All right.
Appreciate that, Kelly. Thank you.
Not far from your
Good.
house, Dave. Not too far from you.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the other direction.
That's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Creator Zone, this is their first, branch. They're hoping to have more. So Lake Stevens is the first library to offer something like this. So this is really a pilot program for Snow Isle. And, we're really excited to see how it goes.
Is Creator Zone like a membership-based facility?
It is
or-
membership-based, but they also offer scholarships.
Mhm.
So they have need-based scholarships as well for anyone who is under-resourced.
I just want to interject that the Historic Society is also very excited about it. So that's where I heard about Creator Zone, not from the library, but from the Historic Society. So that tells me a lot. This is fabulous for our community. Another plus.
And while you're still on the topic,
Mhm.
just to make a plug there, I'm a little bit more familiar with some of the digital resources. And the fact that that's connected to Creative Zone, I mean, I don't know enough about the organization yet, but the fact that they have that and can make that, that connection, I think is going to be great. Because I mean, just, like the LinkedIn Online, it's not just the LinkedIn, it's the training
Mhm.
portion, which normally is pretty costly. I mean, that's a monthly thing in itself. And the fact that you can get to that through the library, as well as, the kind of databases and things that you might do if you were seriously looking into, different kinds of businesses, putting together a business plan or anything like that, which is exactly within the wheelhouse of, I would think, this organization. So I think that partnership, like you're saying, hopefully it'll make that organization much more successful because they don't have to, keep adding another expense to their clients. Instead, they can say, here it is, it's free, it's, you can do this. So anyway, great opportunity, good thinking.
And just to clarify, all of those resources are available to any Snohomish or Island resident. All you need is a library card. You can access it with a digital library card. You get that for free online, and then you can immediately access LinkedIn Learning from any mobile device, any internet-enabled device, computer, laptop, anything at home, wherever you are. So all we're doing at Creator Zone is really highlighting that, but specifically because those folks are interested in those types of things, it's a really, really great advertising for us. Yeah.
Sure. And the application of it, I would say, because sometimes you are overwhelmed with all this learning opportunity, will apply it to my particular business idea or
Right.
whatever. So that's where I think the two can come together. So very good. Very well done. Continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, so transition to new building talk. I know some of you were able to join us, but for those of you who were not, on June 29th, we held our first look here at the Mill, where the architecture team from Building Work and our landscape designers gave a presentation about the design concepts for the new Lake Stevens Library. I found it very helpful to understand more the term design concepts as opposed to design. So if it's helpful for you, I'd like to share that a little bit. So design concepts is really about their ideas behind the building. That's what a first look is to see, okay, here are some of the ideas that we have. Here is kind of a starting place for how those ideas have taken shape into like a physical building. And now is the opportunity for the community to provide input on those ideas. So that I almost said Creator Zone, so that Building Works can respond to that input. So at the first look event, we had comment cards that folks could fill out. They could ask questions, they could respond to the different elements within the building. I'm just gonna go over some brief highlights for those of you who weren't there. We are planning on a 2-story building. It will be, the current design concept is for a 16,000 square foot building, but that may change. The recommendation was between 14 and 18,000 square feet for the size of the Lake Stevens community, planning forward for growth as well. And 16,000 is right in the middle of that. So, it may change a few hundred feet on either end, but that's the current plan. It's going to focus on early learning, outdoor spaces, community gathering areas, as well as quiet and independent study spaces. So the way that the architects described it was having spaces sort of on the lower level that were more interactive, a little noisier. Your children's areas, your retail areas, your community gathering areas, and then the second floor being more almost like a treehouse, looking into the wetlands, looking over the restored wetland space that's part of the outdoor design, and kind of perching above all of that in a more quiet area. So really being able to balance those two seemingly oppositional needs of the community, right? We want kids to be excited and to come screaming into the library how much they love books, which happens, like it totally happened the other day, and not feel like, shushed or that they're bothering people. But we also want people to have quiet, independent study spaces and to have it removed from that as well. So that'll be, that's the treehouse sort of aspect. The entire presentation, all of the slides are available online. So I'm going to pass out a little handout here. This has the link to the slides on it. If you have not filled out the comment card yet, I'd really love for you to take a few moments, take a look at the design concepts and provide your input. I'd also really love if you could share this information out with your networks. We want a broad range of input. We want as many members of the community as possible to weigh in on these design concepts, to tell us what they think about it so that we can really make sure that we are building the library that the community wants. And the only way we can do that is if we receive that information. So, fill it out yourself, share it with your friends, post it on your Facebooks, just really letting people know now is the time. Let us know. We really want to hear from you. And then, the architects can kind of take all of that and mold it into the design, the actual design of the library. Are there any questions about the new building? Any questions that have come up since the first look?
Antoinette, time, when do you think this is actually going to be a shovel in the ground?
We are on track to begin construction in 2024.
That's what I thought.
So it's not going to be 2023 that construction will start, but we're on track for construction to start in 2024.
Right. That will be a big day. It really will. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
And I would just second what was said at the meeting. If you didn't have a chance to be there, there was good feedback. And I think that just based on the reactions from the architects, they very much take it to heart. And I would love for there to be, for all of us to participate, at least in letting them know, anything from the simple. And one of the things that I was even encouraged to do by, I think it was one of the architects mentioned to us, he said, if you have ideas of what you particularly like, like I said, hey, ever seen Duval's library? Or I can't remember, Carnation, I think was another one, as being comparisons of designs that are particularly nice. Now, who knows what the budget will be on all of this, but the point being that if you do have that, I really would love to have lots of participation for that. So anyway.
Absolutely. And there's not an option on the form to submit an image. You could submit a link or something, but if you took a photo of a building you really loved, feel free to send it to me. I will get it to the architecture team and say hey, this is an example of something that really, says Lake Stevens to this community member, and I'll make sure to pass that on.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Any other questions? Comments, anything?
I have a question. Because I'm online, how am I able to submit my comment?
So they are online at the Future of Lake Stevens website. I've included the link in my report. So when you get the does the report go out with the meeting minutes? I can also send it to you.
It is right in the packet.
Oh, it's in the packet.
I'm pretty sure. It should be.
So, so on my report, the link is there. If you go to the Snow Isle website and just click Lake Stevens, the Future of Lake Stevens Library there's a link there as well. And if you can't find it, Melissa, just let me know and I will just send it to you in an email.
Wonderful, thank you.
And do let your friends know, Melissa, by the way, that's, even though you don't have the card, you can, pass along the email or link or whatever.
And for anyone who does not have internet or doesn't do well with internet, the presentation's also printed out in a binder at the library with comment cards there as well. So that's at the desk, they can flip through it. I've printed extra copies, they can sit with it if they want and take some time to look at it and fill out comment cards there too.
Anything else? Okay, one thing I did want to mention, I just realized when you sent your report to me ahead of time, as well as to Kelly and Caitlin. Kelly, this is a question for you. Could we include Leanne, or can she include Leanne in that and copy her just so that she has that? Because I just realized you're taking notes, and truth of the matter is everything's here. Okay, all right.
Just for my memory.
That's right. That's right. It's in the packet, so we have it. So
Yeah.
it's just something to have ahead of time. Okay, everything's cool. We're good. We're good. All right.
Yeah, just let me know if you change your mind on that and you're like, oh yeah, it would be nice. Let me know. I'm happy to,
Yeah.
whatever's easiest for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, we're not breaking a rule if she includes Leanne in there. Really? Okay. All right. Good. All right. Good to know. Anything else from Snow Isle this evening? No? All right. Well, good. Any other questions online? None? Okay. We seem to be good, doing good. In terms of the city, well, I suppose that once again, Mary, if you would like to comment and give us a report
Sure.
from the city.
Okay, so I believe have said before how I appreciated folks coming when we were talking about Chapel Hill and the property that sits there. Well, last Tuesday, we did vote, and Cascadia will be buying the Chapel Hill property. How that will be utilized is still not determined. Hopefully, the design will be amenable to the Snow Isle Library that's adjacent. So basically, watch this space. I wish I could be more positive or more, I don't know what, but I know that, yes, go ahead.
What kind of company is Cascadia? Is it a property development?
Yes, it's a property development, yeah. I mean, yeah. And in fact, if A would like me to do that, if I get further information, I can email it to you from my city email, and then that would be officially okay to do, right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not part of the quorum of the board.
No.
You can send it out to them.
Okay,
Yeah, or
So-
send it to me and I'll send it out.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, there we go.
all right. So if I learn more details, I'll be happy to do that. They do sound like good people, and that's a valuable piece of land, and the city could use the money, fill in the blank, right? So there is that. But yeah, but it really meant a lot to me to have so many folks from the library there. Like, please make this amenable, please. So I'm with you.
All right.
That's all I got.
Any other questions for Mary tonight in relation to any of that?
Can I just make one comment?
Sure.
When Caitlin sent out the packet at the bottom of that email, sorry, Melissa, I don't have a mic in front of me. Can you hear me?
Apparently she cannot. All right, so hang on just a moment for our online people.
Sorry, I just thought of something. Okay, so Caitlin sent out the packet to all of you, and at the bottom of that email was also a sign up if you want to be at the city booth as a library board member during Aquafest or take a shift. You are more than welcome to do that. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. So any of our boards and commissions, city council, staff, will all be taking turns at the booth. So if you're interested, just
So just real quick, because I saw that. Has that always been the case? Because it's the first time I've actually heard where board members or whatever. I knew that city council and other folks.
it should be.
Okay.
Because I was with Veterans Commission last year and Planning Commission, and so sorry if the word didn't get to you, but yeah, it should be open to all of you guys.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
wonderful. All right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're gonna storm the booth this year.
Okay, so, yeah.
Historical Society,
Yeah.
come visit, come to the fire station, buy ice cream.
Oh, nice. You got this right
Okay,
there.
well, good. All right, so now we transition to board comments. You don't have to have a comment, but if there's anything in particular, and this is for board members, how about I start with the online folks? So if you have something that you want to say, I suppose that we'd have to either you show your face or you put a hand or, you know, one of those, I see.
Shaylin's.
Yeah, Shaylin. Okay, so Shaylin, anytime you want to go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I have a question for Antoinette, and it's in regards to how decisions are made about where the library shows itself in different at different fairs and stuff. I hadn't really thought about it because you are definitely at a lot of stuff, but then there was a weekend in June where there was a Pride Fair on Saturday that Snow Isle was at. And then the following day on Sunday, there was a health and wellness fair that Snow Isle was not at. So I was just curious how you determine which events you participate in.
Yeah, that's a great question, Shaylin. Thanks. We actually weren't invited to the health and wellness fair. We just didn't hear about it in time to have staffing is really what it came down to. Sundays typically are a little bit more challenging for us to staff. We generally only have about 3 people who work on a Sunday because we have shortened hours. And so some of the consideration really is staffing. We do draw on our Snow Isle colleagues for staffing different events. So like Library on Wheels was at the Early Learning Fair, which was in Granite Falls, also on the 24th, which one of our librarians coordinated. And so it was a weekend of just a lot of different events. But for the Health and Wellness Fair, we didn't get the information. So that's why we weren't there at that specific one. But when we can do it, we really try. Meeting people in the community, attending public events is really important to the library, and we really try to do a lot of outreach. A lot of times it really does just come down to scheduling.
Oh, thank you. And then just one comment. I think the partnership with the Creator Zone is exactly the out-of-box thinking that Snow Isle needs to get into the community. I was thrilled to see that you guys were, setting up a little kiosk there, the pop-up. So thank you very much. That's an excellent way to get involved in other ways in the community. So thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Anybody else online? We got Melissa, would you have anything you want to say? I guess.
One thought is, and I don't know if it's a question for the foundation part or Snow Isle. I know that with a lot of newer libraries, they have a way that people can donate money for a section of the library named, or like a plaque or like a bench, or I don't know, like a different areas. And I'm wondering if that is gonna be put in place, or maybe that hasn't been decided yet.
What a timely question. And then the Snow Isle Library leadership team actually started working on the policy, naming policy. I think that's what's called at the moment. But when it's formalized, we will have a policy on that.
Wonderful, thank you.
So I guess part of the question or part of the answer on that would be, as we see the possibilities of what might be the needs, then we, look at the possibilities of going to folks and saying, hey, is this something you'd be interested in doing? But again, that's probably more in the line with the foundation, and then Friends of Library actually is a group that we might be looking to, with that. And they may be connecting with other people who want to do that kind of thing. So anyway, I don't want to interrupt. Continuing on with any other comments. Nancy, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
The only thing is, if you're volunteering at Aquafest, come to the old fire station, Historical Society, we're selling ice cream cones. We'll also be at the mill and I'll be at the Grimm House, so I'll be volunteering there. So.
Oh, you're doing.
Pardon?
What hours during your?
I think it's like noon to 6 on Friday, 10 to 9 on Saturday, and noon to 4 on Sunday. Don't hold me to that, but I think, yeah, pretty much the whole, we're pretty much matching the Friends of the Library, because we're sharing that space there. And the ice cream will be doing that a little longer, like on Saturday till 9. So.
All right. So Leanne, any comments?
Well, the first thing I thought of, I'm in like vacation mode this week. So I've been just like, the first thing I did on Sunday was check out a huge stack of books. And I have been making good use of the Libby app online to both listen to books and read books that are only available as e-versions. I use my digital access to New York Times every day. So I am loving the library these days. Trying to, and now I got some ideas for other things to branch out into all those digital resources, like you mentioned, for the creator space, which I think is gonna really help with one of those, the vision statement that you were talking about, bringing the library to, people that aren't already using it. So yeah, that's it. I'm just happy the resources are there, happy that building is, got a design idea. I liked what I saw in the slides, and looking forward to moving forward.
All right. Emily, anything?
Not really. Just I checked out the slides online of the planning concepts, and it was awesome. So pretty excited about this. Excited to get it going.
Great. Okay. Andy, you have anything for us tonight?
No comments.
No. Okay. Joanne, you want to turn your microphone on. I think you have to hold down the button until it turns green. Is that right? Is it working? Maybe let go. I don't know.
It takes
There it is.
Oh.
And it went off. Oh.
There we
Okay,
go.
now she's
Okay,
good.
so I am excited about the new library. It's, I put a little trailer on my e-bike for my cute little grandson. So by the time the library's built, he'll be just big enough to have fun with the library. We expect to spend a lot of time there. So I checked out the library slides also, and it was really exciting and interesting. So it's one more good thing that Lake Stevens has. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Only comment that I have is I do want to point out that since we didn't have a Friends report tonight, the Friends, we meet quarterly, the Friends meet monthly. I encourage everybody who's on this board to become a friend of the library board or friend of the library. You don't have to participate necessarily in going to the meetings and anything else, but the point is that they do a lot of good. And I just want to again, just comment that they're real heroes. And if you are an advocate for libraries, a very good organization. And I would think that we'll be hearing a lot more from them, and they'll be much more active as the new library is built. That's really about all I have. Our next library meeting will be October 19th. So keeping you informed, and hopefully we'll have another member to present at that, but we'll see how that all works out. Okay, that being the case, I will go ahead and do this with a vote. So is there a motion to adjourn? Okay, well, there you go, Nancy, and Leanne seconds that. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, and I suppose that means that, yeah, I see that. Very good. No, none against. And so we will close at 5:24 is when we are adjourned. Thank you so much. 100% participation. So